Nobody wants me at the first lady, and I don't want to be the first lady.
I want you as the first. I want to know how I can get you as the first lady, but get rid of him as the first.
Before we talk about this excellent movie, man, I watched your interview yesterday, and you said that there was a higher calling for you, that you may run for president.
Will Smith just dropped a truth bomb on Trump, and the internet is exploding. The Fresh Prince called Trump an embarrassment to America, and boy oh boy, did that ruffle some orange feathers. Now Trump's throwing a Twitter tantrum telling Will to stick to bad movies. But guess what? Will's fan base is growing faster than Trump's legal troubles.
And I'm having fun, and I'm tweeting and I'm showing pictures. Hey, doesn't look like they hate me, does it?
Looks like the Donald's insults are backfiring bigly. Want to see how this David versus Goliath showdown unfolds? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Well, looks like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is stepping into the political ring, and he's not pulling any punches. Our boy Will Smith, the guy who taught us how to get jiggy with it, is now teaching us how to stand up to the big bad wolf in the White House. And boy, is he dropping some truth bombs? So picture this. Will Smith, the dude who's been making us laugh and cry for decades, decides it's time to speak up about the orange menace in the Oval Office. Now you might be thinking, whoa, Will, aren't you worried about your career? But guess what? Our man Will ain't sweating it one bit. He's all like, I've earned the right to fail. Can you believe it? Will Smith, the guy who's been crushing it in Hollywood for years, is basically saying, yeah, I might mess up, but I've got enough street cred to take that risk. That's some serious big dick energy right there, folks. But here's the kicker. Will's not just mad at Trump. Oh no, he's mad at what Trump stands for. It's like Will's looking at the whole Trump situation and saying, nah, this ain't it, chief. He's calling Trump's talk embarrassing as an American. Ouch, that's gotta sting, right?
To hear Donald Trump talk, and as embarrassing it is as an American to hear him talk.
It's like Will just delivered a Men in Black style neuralizer to Trump's ego. Now we've got ourselves a real David and Goliath situation here. On one side, we've got Will Smith, the charming, talented actor who's won hearts around the world. On the other, we've got Trump, well, let's just say he's not winning any charm contests anytime soon. It's Will Smith versus the machine, folks. And I don't know about you, but I'm Team Will all the way. But here's where it gets really interesting. Will's not just throwing shade for the sake of it. Nope, he's got a theory. He thinks Trump's big mouth might actually be doing America a favor. I know, it sounds crazy, right? But hear me out. Will's saying that Trump's been like a human plunger, flushing out all the nasty stuff that's been hiding in America's pipes.
He is an all-out brutal attacker. He goes right for the jug.
That would be very easy.
Yeah.
I would handle that quite
Smith
well.
versus Trump, I go with
all that racism, sexism, and general nastiness that's been lurking just below the surface. Trump's big mouth is bringing it all out into the open. It's like he's the world's worst proctologist, and America is his unwilling patient. Now, I'm not saying we should be grateful to Trump or anything. God, no. But Will's got a point. Sometimes you gotta drain the swamp to see all the creepy crawlies hiding in there. And boy, has Trump shown us some creepy crawlies. Of course, not everyone's happy about Will speaking up. Some folks are threatening to boycott his movies, because apparently they'd rather live in a world where the Fresh Prince keeps his mouth shut than one where he speaks truth to power. But come on, people, this is Will Smith we're talking about. The guy who punched an alien in the face. You really think he's gonna be scared of a few angry tweets? Well, folks, it looks like our favorite orange menace is at it again. Trump's tiny fingers are working overtime, tapping out a Twitter tirade that's about to make his healthcare reform look like a roaring success. Buckle up, buttercups, because this tweet storm is gonna be wilder than Will Smith's Wild Wild West. Picture this. Trump, probably perched on his golden throne, smartphone in hand, face scrunched up like he just bit into a lemon. He's mad, he's bad, and he's ready to tweet. But what's he gonna say? How's he gonna insult the Fresh Prince? Will he go after his movies, his rapping, his perfectly chiseled jawline that definitely doesn't need any spray-on contouring? Well, turns out Trump's creativity is about as impressive as his natural hair color. His first tweet? Will Smith should stick to bad movies. Wow, Donnie, did you stay up all night thinking of that zinger?
Beauty of being American, as I saw through Dr. Omalu's eyes, is when we're scared, we reach for our higher selves, not our lower selves.
But wait, there's more. Trump's just getting started, and he's diving deep into his insult archives. Next up, he's bringing up Wild Wild West. Really, Trump, that movie's old enough to vote, and you're still hung up on it. It's like he's scraping the bottom of the insult barrel with a golden spoon. But hey, at least he's consistently unimaginative, that is. But Trump's not alone in this Twitter tango. His loyal MAGA minions are quick to jump on the bandwagon, calling for a boycott of Will Smith's movies, because apparently they'd rather watch paint dry than enjoy a Will Smith flick. But let's be real, these are probably the same folks who've been boycotting anything more diverse than a mayonnaise sandwich for years. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Trump's Twitter tirade might have backfired bigger than his attempt at healthcare reform. Every time he tweets, Will's social media following skyrockets. It's like Trump's become Will's personal PR agent, except instead of "you're hired," it's more like "you're fired." Up the base for Will Smith. It's almost poetic, isn't it?
I think it's good. We get to hear it, we get to know who people are, and now we get to cleanse it out of our country.
The more Trump rants, the more people flock to Will. It's like watching a reality TV show where the villain accidentally makes the hero more popular. Oh wait, that's just real life now. And let's talk about those boycotts for a second. Trump's supporters are threatening to boycott Will Smith's movies. But here's the kicker. They were probably already boycotting half of Hollywood. At this rate, they'll be left with nothing but reruns of The Apprentice and whatever straight-to-DVD gems Kevin Sorbo is pumping out these days. But here's the real cherry on top of this Twitter Sunday. Trump's outbursts have turned into a promotional tool for Will Smith. It's like he's running an ad campaign, except instead of "just do it," it's more like "just tweet it." Every angry caps lock rant is another boost for Will's popularity.
Creative things. So, some of them will be critically acclaimed, some of them will make money.
So what have we learned from this little Twitter tussle? Well, for one, Trump's insult game is weaker than a dollar store coffee. 2, his supporters are running out of things to boycott. And 3, Will Smith might want to send Trump a thank you note for all the free publicity. Just when you thought this Twitter tussle couldn't get any juicier, Hollywood decides to crash the party.
Before we talk about this excellent movie, man, I watched your interview yesterday, and you said that there was a higher calling for you, that you may run for president.
Yep, Tinseltown's finest are jumping into the ring, and boy, do they have opinions. It's like a celebrity Royal Rumble, but instead of wrestling, they're slinging tweets faster than Trump can say fake news. First up, we've got Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson flexing his Twitter muscles for his buddy Will. The Rock tweeted, "Proud of my boy Will for speaking truth to power. Fresh Prince for president. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking?" Well, it smells like solidarity with a hint of testosterone if you ask me. But hey, when The Rock's in your corner, you know you're packing some serious star power. But not everyone in La La Land is Team Fresh Prince. James Woods, Hollywood's resident grumpy cat, decided to sharpen his claws on Will. He called him a Hollywood hypocrite, which is rich coming from a guy who probably thinks Trump's hair is real. It's like the pot calling the kettle orange. Am I right? Meanwhile, the late-night comedy crew is having a field day with this celeb smackdown. Jimmy Kimmel, never one to miss a chance to roast Trump, served up this zinger. Trump versus Smith is like a battle of the egos, but only one of them has talent.
President Will Smith, that you have a fight that you might not see coming.
Well, you always have a fight you don't see coming.
Ouch! That burn was hotter than Trump's spray tan under UV lights. Kimmel's probably been waiting to use that one since Trump's last Twitter meltdown, so about 5 minutes ago. But wait, there's more. Even the OG Fresh Prince crew is getting in on the action. Alfonso Ribeiro, aka Carlton Banks, showed he's still got Will's back after all these years. He chimed in with, "That's my boy. Carlton approves this message." Oh, isn't that sweet? It's like a Fresh Prince reunion, but instead of dancing to "It's Not Unusual," they're dunking on the president. Now that's what I call must-see TV. This whole Hollywood versus Trump drama is better than any script Tinseltown could cook up.
Islamophobia in America, for me, That's why it's important to show up.
It's got action, comedy, drama, and a villain with questionable hair. It's like The Avengers, but instead of fighting Thanos, they're battling a guy who thinks windmills cause cancer. And the best part, this show's playing out in real time on Twitter for free. Take that, Netflix. But here's the million-dollar question. Is all this Hollywood hoopla actually helping Will's cause? Or are these celebs just stirring up more drama than a soap opera marathon? On one hand, having A-listers in your corner can give your message some serious star power. It's like having a megaphone made of Oscars and box office records. But on the flip side, it's also giving Trump and his supporters more targets to aim at. It's like they're playing political whack-a-mole, but instead of moles, it's celebrities popping up to criticize the president. And let's not forget, this isn't just fun and games for these stars. Speaking up against Trump can be riskier than doing your own stunts in Hollywood. Just ask Kathy Griffin or Colin Kaepernick. One minute you're voicing your opinion, the next you're getting more backlash than M. Night Shyamalan after The Last Airbender. It's a tightrope walk between standing up for what you believe in and potentially torpedoing your career faster than you can say, "You're fired." But maybe that's exactly why Will's stand is resonating with so many people, both in and out of Hollywood. He's willing to risk it all to speak his truth, even if it means facing the Twitter wrath of the commander-in-tweet.
Reminded me what it is to be American.
Yeah.
You know, the American ideals and values. And
it's like he's channeling his Independence Day character, ready to punch an alien in the face for the good of humanity. Only this time, the alien is orange and uses words like "kafif." Hold on to your hats, folks. Will Smith might be trading in his movie scripts for policy briefs. But before you start picturing DJ Jazzy Jeff as Secretary of State, let's pump the brakes. Is this just another Hollywood joke, or should Trump be sweating? Well, it turns out our favorite Fresh Prince has been stirring the political pot with some presidential-sized jokes. Will's been dropping hints about running for the big chair, but he's quick to clarify. "I was joking about the presidency, but I'm serious about making a difference." Classic Will, always keeping us on our toes.
Right? So I'm going to take shots, and I'm not going to hit them all because I'm going to be trying really wild.
But here's the kicker. Some political eggheads are actually taking this seriously. I mean, can you blame them? In a world where reality TV stars can become president, suddenly Will Smith in the Oval Office doesn't seem so far-fetched. One analyst even said, in a post-Trump world, why not Will Smith? Why not indeed, my friend? Why not indeed? Now, let's talk about the potential First Lady situation. Jada Pinkett Smith, in all her wisdom, has already put her foot down. She's not about to be anyone's First Lady. Thank you very much.
He might run for president. Let's talk about you as the First Lady. What will be your initiative?
Well, I told him that there's no way he could run for president.
In her words, I don't want to be the First Lady. I want to be the first me. You tell him, Jada. Who needs a fancy title when you can just be your fabulous self?
Nobody wants me at the First Lady, and I don't want to be the First Lady.
I want you as the First. I want to know how I can get you as the First Lady, but get rid of him as the President.
But let's be real for a second. Will Smith running for president isn't exactly a new idea. We've seen this movie before, folks. Remember Ronald Reagan? The guy went from acting with chimps to running the country. And let's not forget Arnold Schwarzenegger, who went from terminating bad guys to governing California. It's like there's a secret passage from Hollywood Boulevard to Pennsylvania Avenue. Now, before you start printing those Smith 2024 bumper stickers, let's hear what the man himself has to say. Will's not blind to the challenges of the job. He's smart enough to know that running for president isn't like auditioning for a movie role. You can't just yell cut when things go wrong. Ain't that the truth? If only real-life politics had a blooper reel. But here's the million-dollar question. Could Will Smith actually be a good president? Sure, he's got charisma for days. He could probably charm the pants off of any foreign leader, but running a country isn't just about flashing that million-dollar smile and cracking jokes at the UN. Some experts are waving red flags, saying that while charm is great and all, you kind of need to know how the government works too. It's not like Will can just punch an alien and solve all of America's problems. Although, let's be honest, that would be pretty awesome to watch. So where does this leave us? In a world where the line between politics and entertainment is blurrier than ever, Will Smith running for president seems about as surprising as water being wet. But whether he'd make a good president? That's a whole other can of worms. Looks like the Fresh Prince is making waves bigger than his splash in the Bel Air pool. Will Smith's social media game is on fire, and he's changing minds faster than he changes outfits in his music videos. One fan spilled the beans, saying, "I used to be scared of Muslims, then I saw Will Smith's post, now I'm planning a trip to Dubai." Talk about a plot twist. Will's not just battling bad guys on screen anymore. He's taking on real-world issues with the smoothness of his rap flow. And let's be real, he's probably doing a better job at uniting people than some of our so-called leaders. Who knew that the guy who once fought a giant mechanical spider would end up fighting prejudice with posts and tweets? The Fresh Prince effect is real, folks. It's like Will's charm is more contagious than Carlton's dance moves at a family barbecue. He's proving that sometimes it takes a prince to lead a nation, and he's doing it without even running for office. Now that's what I call a royal flush in the game of public opinion.